Today we're here with Bebe Jackson, an athlete from Essex, preparing to represent England at the upcoming Commonwealth Games. Thank you for being with us today, Bebe.
Thank you for having me.
Alongside competing at an elite level, Bebe is also working demanding shifts supporting children with complex disabilities, all whilst managing a disability of her own. A balance that shows real dedication both on and off the track. We're going to be talking about her journey into sport, the challenges she's overcome, and what drives her as she prepares for the biggest stage. Firstly, Bebe, for those that may not know who you are, please can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Um, my name is Bebe Jackson. Obviously, I'm from Essex, and I'm a world bronze medalist in the 100 metres, and I also do discus on the side, obviously at the Commonwealth Games.
So can you take us back to where it all started? How did you first get into sport?
So it first started when I was about probably about 7. I started football, done a bit netball when I joined secondary school, and I first done athletics when I was 12. Obviously doing the school stuff like sports day, stuff like that. Then I first joined a club when I was 12 as well. Didn't like the sport, so quit. Joined back up when I was 15, and then that's when I started to get classified as a para athlete. And I suppose the ball started rolling from there, really.
So obviously when we think back to that early stage, did you always see this path for yourself or did it evolve over time?
Uh, I don't know. I don't think this was very clear to me at a young age doing sport. I think it was more. I loved the team sport aspect. I loved being a part of a team, football, netball. I kind of like hated athletics, so yeah, it was quite difficult to kind of come to love athletics. And it's only been at the kind of a later age of like 18, 19, 20 that I've started to actually fall in love with athletics and start to actually appreciate it, I suppose.
Obviously fast forward to now, things look very different. You're juggling long working shifts alongside your training. What does a typical day look like for you?
My day is my day differs from day to day. I could be training in the morning, working in the evening. I could be working in the morning, training in the evening. I could be working all day. It kind of differs. Obviously, I work Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays at a GP surgery, and I also train like 5 days a week, not including the gym. So it's quite hard to kind of balance that kind of work life aspect. Um, but obviously, I managed to find a way, and I kind of get through it. It's more just focusing on my mental health and like my nutrition in between the little latter stages of me training and me working.
Obviously you touched on mental health there, so I can imagine it gets really tough sometimes. What keeps you going on those harder days?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it's quite hard. Obviously, I've just moved in with my partner, so that's made it a lot more easier for me. Obviously, spending a lot more time with him, having that downtime really aids my mental health. Obviously, spending time with friends, spending time with family, that kind of stuff, and obviously having someone to talk to. It's always good to get stuff off your chest, and get stuff off your mind, I suppose.
Obviously you kind of mentioned previously that you used to work with supporting children with complex disabilities. Obviously this is incredibly meaningful stuff. How has that shaped, how you are and your approach as an athlete?
I think it's definitely changed my perspective on life looking after children, especially with the complex needs. It's definitely shaped the way my brain works in a way of them like they don't have a fulfilling life. Like they can't some of them can't eat by themselves, some of them can't go and have a shower by themselves, some of them can't play with a toy by themselves. And I think that's just trying to kind of change my perspective on life, in a way that I don't take things for granted anymore. Like I can run, I can play with my friends, I can play with toys, I can talk to my family, and I don't think I take that for granted anymore. No.
Obviously you mentioned a little bit about the perspective change in there. So has your perspective on success changed because of what you've experienced in that day job?
Um, yeah, I kind of take things a lot more slowly. I used to go at a day at 100 miles per hour, but now I kind of take the day in my stride. I don't rush anything. If I'm eating a meal, I eat that meal and savor every flavour, if that makes sense. I don't, yeah, I just don't take, I just feel like I just don't take things for granted anymore. And I, I appreciate little things in every day.
So obviously going on to the Commonwealth Games now, you've been selected to represent Team England, so congratulations.
Thank you.
How are you feeling heading into the Commonwealth Games, and what does it mean to you to represent the country?
It means a lot to represent England at the Commonwealth Games. Obviously, especially it's almost like a home Commonwealth Games. Obviously, a couple of years ago it was Birmingham. Now it's Glasgow. I suppose you can't get as close to home as that. Obviously, not Essex, but yeah, it's an honour obviously to represent them. If I'm being completely honest though, I'm going into this game with quite an open mindset. Obviously, it's not my main event. Um, but I really am excited to take on the experience, meet new people, and meet people from different sports. I think it would be such an eye opening experience, and I'm actually really excited to meet new people and start this fresh chapter in my life.
So obviously you said that you're kind of taking part in discus at the Commonwealth Games, which as you say isn't your main event. So how does it, how do you cope kind of making that change from sprinting to discus?
I wouldn't really say it's a change because I was doing a little bit of discus here and there before, but it's more of the fact that I just have to adapt my schedule. So instead of doing 3 training sessions of sprints a week, I knocked that down to 2 and add 2 discus sessions instead. So it's more about just training, changing the training schedule. Um, but yeah, it's not really a mindset change or anything like that.
So you're in a position to inspire so many people. What would you say to someone who feels like sport isn't for them?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I think sport isn't for everyone. I think obviously you give it a try before you obviously quit anything. Um, yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that question. I think it's all about your own perspective. Like if you don't think it's for you and you're unhappy and you're miserable in it, don't carry it on. Like obviously think about yourself rather than the sport. But I think if it's more of the fact that you're not getting anywhere in your sport, it's more about perseverance and kind of giving it time before you see any results, if that makes sense.
So if you look back to those moments, when you were taking part in the sports day and experiencing sport and physical activity the first time, what would you say to your younger self?
Oh, I think that's difficult. I think back then I had a limitation that was stopping me from competing properly in like sports day. Nowadays I have a splint that helps me run. I have a splint that makes me throw better. Um, in terms of my actual disability, and back then I didn't have that kind of prosthetic to help me. Now I'm thriving. So yeah, I'm not really sure to be honest.
The big part about kind of what we do at Active Essex is encouraging people to get active for more than just their physical health, but their mental well-being as well. So away from elite sports or your discus and your running, what do you do to get active for your mental well-being?
I always go out with friends. I feel like that really clears my mind. Going out with friends, going out for dinners with my friends, spending time with family, even spending some alone time with myself, like in the bath maybe, or going on a walk. I feel like them kind of things really keep my brain going and keep my brain from rotting, really.
And the final question, I'd like you to kind of finish the sentence, obviously, if you can. What does being an athlete mean to you?
I think being an athlete means to me is, oh, that's a difficult one, that to be honest. An athlete means to me, I think being an athlete is just kind of keeping my mind healthy and keeping my mind active and keeping my body active and keeping myself going. I feel like if I wasn't doing any sport or I wasn't an athlete, I don't know what I'd be doing, to be honest. I don't know where I would be in life. I don't know what I'd be doing. I don't know how I would be mentally. I don't know how I'll be physically. So I think being an athlete to me is everything. Everything in my life. It means a lot, to be honest.
Bebe, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. It's clear that your journey is so much more than just about sport, and we wish you the very best as you head into the Commonwealth Games.
Thank you.